Another week, another candle, and this is the weekly market forecast. In today's video, we're going to talk about the whole market, especially this ugly candle showing up on the Bitcoin dominance chart. But you know what this means? It also means that the altcoins are booming. We've alluded to that last week, and we're going to discuss about all that, especially in the entire market, coming up after the intro. What's up, guys? This is JC and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. The more you pay attention to, the more aware you become. And in this channel, we pay attention to stocks and crypto to find the best place to grow your portfolio. If this is something that interests you, I want you to smash the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. The first Sunday of every month, we look at the markets and we do a monthly forecast. And every Sunday after that, we'll follow up on these predictions to see if we're on or off target. If you're new here, thank you for your support. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click the like button and subscribe. We do these videos weekly to kind of like have an idea what's going on in the market. And also throughout the week, I'll also drop some videos about stocks that I'm looking into and markets that I'm looking into as well. This week, we just released a video about Dragonfly, and since then, this stock has been rocking to the moon. So if you haven't watched this video already, I'll leave the link somewhere in this video. I'll also leave the link. You can click up there to see it, where the previous weekly market forecast, where we call a lot of things that have been happening this week on the crypto market as well, and gold and in the stock market. So you came here for the truth. Without further ado, let's just dive deep into it. All right, guys. So as usual, we're gonna start with the S&P 500, and we're still bullish here. We're still bullish. We predicted that was gonna happen on the yearly market forecast, and it's still happening. And this week is a big week for the U.S. politics because hey, Biden is taking office this week, January 20th. Everything went smooth. There was no problem. There was no issues. But when we look at our chart, we have an eye on this part right here, the RSI. And I'm looking at very closely this area right here. Now, last week we had a rejection. Here we're challenging it again. Maybe over time we're building some resistance. And eventually we're going to need to challenge this line. So this is something I'm paying attention to very closely because, hey, if we break through this line right here and we form a higher high, then that's very bullish for the S&P 500. But what I think will happen, and I've been alluding this on almost every video I make, is that hey, sooner or later the market has to correct itself. And as you can see the trend, we have a low, we have a lower low, we have a lower low. That means if the trend continues, we'll have a lower low. All right. So this is a bearish divergence. If you're new here and you don't know what a bearish divergence is, it basically means that the indicators is bearish while the price are going bullish, and sooner or later the price has to reflect what the indicators is showing. This is a 3-year bearish divergence. It's one of the longest I've ever seen, and eventually it has to be corrected. So this is why I'm actually holding off on the stock market. And lately I've been looking a lot on penny stocks. And the reason why I'm looking to penny stocks is because, hey, they're already low. Their room to grow even lower is not that much. And they have so much upside. And that's why I'm kind of like, last year, I've been investing heavily in crypto. This year, I'm slowing down my investment on cryptos because I already have a good position. And now I'm allocating some of my cash into penny stocks as well as being liquid so that I can take advantage should this movement happen. All right. So these are the things that if you're new, you can take advantage of. You can basically figure it out. And that's why every week I follow up on this prediction to see what's going to happen, to see how close we are for it to happen, and to see if it's actually going to happen, because I might be wrong. It might be breaking up this pattern here and it might go bullish again. So we'll wait and see. But so far, based on what I'm seeing, I do not like the stock market as a big investment at all. And especially the big market cap stocks, I don't invest in them. However, penny stocks like Dragonfly, definitely open to that, and I'm buying a good position side on this. So with that said, I don't want to last too long. Let's jump on the next one. Now, very quickly, I want to talk about gold. And on gold, we're still in this channel and we're below the EMA 21 weekly average. But what I like to see about gold is that it's still resting on the 50. I was mentioning 2 weeks ago that, hey, maybe you should start looking into gold stocks, gold mining stocks. That could be a good investment. Hey, lately I've been even looking into gold penny stocks. That's also a beautiful way to take advantage of what's going on. Because if I'm right and we have a massive correction here on the downside, then we can actually see an upright move on the gold, and we can see it challenge $1,000 for an ounce. So I'm expecting that by the end of 2021, if this happens, we might even break this. And if we break this, we're going to create a new all-time high for gold, and this is going to be unprecedented. So mining stocks, mining penny stocks, I even got into on one option, leap calls for one of my favorite gold stocks. So start looking into that, see how it goes. We're looking at the weekly chart right here, and if it breaks 50 and it goes lower, then it's definitely going to last longer. But if we're staying on this as the price is slowly correcting itself, and then we end up breaking this channel, then that would be sweet, sweet, sweet. Right now, the technical aspect of this chart is setting up itself for it has enough energy to rally back up the overbought area. So let's put it at that. But it can also go on the low side and gather more energy on the downside. So we don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Looking at this, look at this market, see how it's operating, and then plan accordingly. But me, I started buying gold here, and then I'm going to buy it all the way down until it gets to a level where I'm very comfortable in my position and my exposure, and then wait for that explosion back up, because bearish divergence on the stock market has to be the wealth has to be transferred somewhere, and usually people transfer their wealth on the gold and silver market because these are actual money, solid money, hard money, and yes, that's why I'm doing that. Lastly, for today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. So last week I was talking to you about this pattern right here, which was resembling slowly a falling wedge, and there is a 68% chance that it could break on the upside. But hey, the remainder of the chance can actually break on the downside. And throughout the week, we actually saw that it broke down. And we were also last week, we were saying that we need to look at this, what was going to happen with this red line right here. And based on what happened last week, it actually broke that red line, and now it's starting to look for its next support. The RSI itself might even reach all the way here. And if this happens on market dominance, that means the altcoins are booming right now. We talked about the DeFi sector. We saw Link break out this week as well, the Oracle coins. So there is a lot of good opportunity in the altcoin market, and chart like this, by analyzing it, it can help you understand where you should allocate some of your portfolio. Maybe it's a good time to start selling some, because once it reaches this area, it might be ready to start pumping again. And hey, here's another way we can see it. We can see major support / resistance happening here, and we're just getting there. We're just getting there. You can see that the price is reflecting. Let me put it a little bit thicker so you could see. You can see that the price is almost rebounding on this. So we might be creating some nice support on this line and start getting ready for another rally for Bitcoin. But this could take a while. This is not something that's going to happen right away. But hey, with crypto market, you never know, especially when you have scenarios like this. Last week, we had a nice, beautiful downward pattern that was happening on the fear and greed index. But look at this now, the fear and greed, the greed level is rising all the way up again. When we look at it on the max scale, with this zone right here on the 40 line, this is what I would like to see. I just wanted to see more of that. And it's not for the amount of time that it stayed on the over like the 90 level, the very greedy level, it didn't stay enough on this normal level, the regular level. So at some point, we might even expect to see a price correction again and see that the price starting to build resistance around that 40 line for the fear and greed index. But when we look at the fear and greed right now, the market is highly greedy. It's above 70 So we need another price correction for Bitcoin. And while we're at it, when we talk about Bitcoin, this is where the price is reaching right now. It's we were talking about a triangle, a decision point for Bitcoin. We were talking about the last 2 weeks. We even drew this, forming a lower high, and then it break the triangle. So that's why the price started to plummet, and it even started closing below the EMA 21 daily average. So what's next for Bitcoin? Well, we definitely need to start looking around 29 to 30,000. That would be the next, like I would say, support slash resistance. And if we start breaking this again, then we can look at around 25,000, or even right there, I would say, right there, 24,000. That's when we can start expecting the price to be rebouncing again. And then if we break this, then we're going to start looking at 20,000. But based on what I see right now, I would draw a line around right here as a potential support slash resistance, where the price is bouncing, trying to find its momentum back. And when we look at the RSI is still at 50, so that's good. The momentum on the MACD, it's slowly starting to curving. So, but when we look at the EMA 21 daily, it's still curving. So it still has some move to go, and it might be pressure the price on a downward. And if we look at the ADX straight line is about to curve to pick up momentum, while the red lines are above the green. So that means it's bearish and it's about to pick up strength. The yellow line right here is representing strength. So if it's curving like this, it might pick up strength in the next couple days. So that's going to be interesting to see. Me secretly, I'm hoping that we break 29,000 because I need to stash up on more Bitcoin, and it's going way too fast for my liking. And to be honest, if I could have a price rejection where it touches this EMA 21 right here, that would be actually the safer move for me. But market structure wise, I want to see something like this. I want to see that, hey, maybe one of the weak, like when we look at the candles, weekly candles, one of the mesh, like one of these lines right here, touch it and then start bouncing back up, because the market is way too greedy. It needs a price correction. It needs a healthy price correction. And right now it's not at the healthy level yet for the amount of explosion we had the last couple weeks. And look at this. We're talking about since September, October, beginning of October until January, we've been doing nothing but straight explosion. All right. And on a bull run like this, we discuss about that, is it's very normal to see price correction happening before it start running again. But get ready, because this is only a pause. It might last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Look at this, for example. Last time this happened, we had a pump for a lot of weeks, couple weeks of pullback, and then start pumping again, right? So we could have a very similar scenario happening right here. And maybe it's going to be like 3 to 6 weeks, and then it's going to start pumping again. So in the meantime, definitely stash up on your altcoins. You can look at the RSI and wait for the RSI to be on the 50 zone. That would be a perfect point to start buying Bitcoin all over again. In the meantime, I would say while Bitcoin is going down, look at altcoin slash BTC pairs, because these will be booming. All right, like Ethereum slash BTC, that will definitely be booming based on the pattern that we're seeing here. I haven't even checked this chart yet, so I'm actually very curious to see what the chart is going to say. There you go, exactly. And when Bitcoin is going down, this chart is going up, and you can see that's a beautiful pattern here. Broke it, and then the last couple of weeks it's been booming like crazy. But now it's almost reaching the overbought area. So you want to look that for on other altcoins that's just about to breaking out. And for this, it might even reach all the way here. So this could be a great play for a swing trader right here. You can start investing in Ethereum, especially as soon as it broke this line right here, and wait for it to reach this. And you could actually multiply your Bitcoin that way. So There's a lot of way to play the market, so make sure you check it out. But right now, it's definitely altcoin season, while Bitcoin is resting, and we got a lot to watch over the next couple weeks. In the meantime, make your research. If you haven't done your research yet, we've talked about DeFi. Look at oracles, look at Link, look at Band. These are two section non-fungible tokens. It's just there's so many technology on the crypto market right now that is booming that you want to take advantage of that. And when the chart is speaking to you, telling you that, hey, you should be looking at altcoins right now, then don't take that lightly. With that said, we'll talk on the next video.